Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're following a little dog named Toto, actually,
We are indeed.
because we are embarking on a deep analysis of L. Frank Baum's 1900 text, The Wonderful Wizard of Oz.
Mm-hmm.
Our mission
Yeah.
really is simple. Look past, all the adaptations, the movies, everything.
Decades of them.
Exactly. And uncover the original story, which is, well, surprisingly complex, isn't it? Subversive, even.
Oh, absolutely. It's full of ideas about self-discovery, illusion, power, stuff that's buried right there in Baum's own words.
And it's crucial to do this because the novel itself, when you really read it closely, it's just such a radical departure from the fairy tales that came before it.
It really is. And what's fascinating, I think, is how much of the story's power, its themes, are rooted in the physical reality or maybe the lack of reality of that initial setting.
Kansas.
Kansas, yeah. Our journey has to start there, in this place defined by just a shocking absence of color, of vitality.
Okay, let's sit with that grayness for a second before we get swept away to Oz. Baum really lays it on thick, doesn't he? That sense of desolation.
He does. It's not just gray, it's the great gray prairie.
Right, where the sun has baked land, cracked it open. Even the grass is burned gray. It's relentless.
Utterly monotonous. And you have to ask, why start there? Why make it so incredibly bleak?
Well, what do you think? Why is it so necessary, that physical and emotional absence of color, right at the start?
I think it serves two really critical functions. First, it sets up the goal. Dorothy wants to go home, sure, but the reader immediately gets that this home, well, it lacks life. It's not exactly an idyllic return you're rooting for initially.
That's a great point. It complicates the whole no place like home idea right away.
Exactly. And second, that grayness isn't just, in the environment. It's taken a huge personal toll on the people there.
Yeah, the adults.
Yeah.
On Em and Uncle Henry, it's like the color and sparkle have been literally sucked out of them by the landscape.
Mm-hmm. Aunt Em is described as thin and gaunt. She almost never smiles.
And Uncle Henry is stern and solemn. They're just enduring quietly.
They really are. They're victims of that harsh prairie life. But Dorothy is being saved from that same fate.
By Toto.
By Toto, the little black dog. He's the only spot of, merriment and color in her entire world.
He's the reason she still laughs.
And that laughter, the text really suggests, is what stops her from becoming as gray as everything else around her. It's a tiny detail, but it's crucial. It introduces this idea that maybe happiness, maybe color is an internal thing, a choice you make, even when everything outside is bleak.
And then, bam, the transition out of that grayness. It's immediate and it's almost technical. The cyclone.
Yes, it's not just some vague magical wind. Baum gives it this almost physics lesson feel.
He really does. He grounds the magic in something that sounds, almost plausible.
Well, plausible-ish. The source notes the house isn't just randomly picked up. The north and south winds meet directly over it.
Making the house the exact center of the cyclone.
Exactly. And that perfect meeting point, that's apparently key to why the flight is stable, not just chaotic tumbling.
And then the air pressure lifts it higher and higher until it was at the very top of the cyclone.
Carried for miles and miles, as easily as you could carry a feather. That level of detail, it's trying to ground this completely impossible flight in terms that a modern, maybe more scientifically minded audience could sort of accept.
Which brings us right to Baum's whole mission, doesn't it? His introduction in 1900.
Yes, his literary mission statement. He explicitly said he wanted to write a modernized fairy tale.
He wanted to keep the wonderment and joy.
The fun stuff.
But get rid of the dark, scary, moralistic bits from the old European tales.
Yeah, he called out the horrible and blood-curdling incidents that authors use just to point a fearsome moral. He was done with that.
He said he was tired of the stereotype genie, dwarf, and fairy. He just wanted to leave out the heartaches and nightmares.
A clean break from the Brothers Grimm style. His goal was simply entertainment for the modern kid. Now, this is really important to remember as we go through the story.
Why is that?
Because even though he aimed for a tale without nightmares, the story definitely has real danger, real fear, even moments that are, frankly, quite violent. It's just reframed somehow.
Okay, so he says no nightmares, but delivers some anyway.
Well, the tone is different. The focus isn't on the horror to teach a lesson, but the dangers are still there. And they're reframed instantly the moment Dorothy steps out of that gray house.
And lands with a bump in Munchkin lands.
Which is just this glorious shock of color.
The contrast is absolute. She steps out into Marvelous beauty.
Gorgeous flowers, birds with brilliant plumage, green grass, a sparkling brook. I mean, after Kansas, it must have been overwhelming.
This establishes Oz, right?
Yeah.
This land that's geographically cut off from all the rest of the world.
That isolation is key. It's why witches and wizards still exist there.
Unlike civilized Kansas.
Exactly. Aunt Em had told Dorothy all the witches were dead, rationalized away by progress. But not in Oz. Magic is real there.
And Dorothy immediately becomes famous by accident. An accidental sorceress.
By landing on the Wicked Witch of the East, whose body, being so old and wicked, just dried up quickly in the sun.
Leaving nothing behind but the shoes.
The silver shoes. Not ruby, importantly. Silver in the book.
Right. And they have a powerful charm, but nobody knows what it is yet.
It's such a brilliant setup. The core irony of the whole book. The most powerful magic, the literal ticket home, is already on her feet from almost the first moment she arrives. She just doesn't know it.
And this is where the world starts to get explained. The Munchkins, they're small, Dorothy's height, dress all in blue.
Blue's their favorite color. Pointed hats with little tinkling bells.
They introduce the magical hierarchy. The Good Witch of the North shows up.
A tiny old woman. She gives Dorothy her only initial protection, that kiss on the forehead.
Which leaves a round, shining mark. Protection from harm.
And she lays out the map, basically. 4 rulers, 2 good witches, north and south. Glinda's the south one.
And 2 wicked witches east, now conveniently dead under the house.
And west, who is still very much active and a problem.
And smack in the middle of it all.
Buzz, the great wizard, lives in the Emerald City. Supposedly more powerful than all the rest of us together.
And this is a big, but no living person has ever seen his true form.
Instantly raises flags, right. Appearance versus reality. It's baked in from the start.
So Dorothy's quest is set. Follow the yellow brick road to the Emerald City. Ask Oz for help getting back to Kansas.
And off she goes. But she quickly learns that travel in Oz isn't really a solo activity.
No, it's fundamentally collaborative. And her first companion immediately challenges the whole idea of what knowledge even is.
The Scarecrow. Found perched on a pole in a cornfield. Stuffed with straw, wearing a blue Munchkin hat.
And his whole deal is, he wants brains.
Desperately. He believes he's a fool because he's stuffed with straw, and he hates people calling him one. His premise is simple. Knowledge only comes from having a physical brain.
But the irony, it's immediate. The second she helps him down, he uses perfect logic.
Deductive reasoning. If this road goes in, it must come out.
And as the Emerald City is at the other end, we must go wherever it leads us. It's flawless logic.
He clearly has the capacity for thought. What he lacks isn't brains, it's...
confidence.
Exactly. Confidence in his own abilities. He thinks he needs an external thing, but he's already demonstrating the quality internally.
It's Baum showing us right away. The quality you seek is proven just by the act of seeking it.
And his only fear, a lighted match. Purely physical because he's straw, not an intellectual failing.
Okay, so companion number 1 is seeking brains he arguably already has. Then comes number 2.
And this one takes the philosophical debate up a notch. The Tin Woodman.
Found rusted solid in the forest, holding his axe up, groaning, needs oil just to move.
And his origin story. Wow. You mentioned Baum wanted to avoid blood-curdling incidents.
Yeah, this story kind of blows that out of the water. It's dark.
It's genuinely gruesome and really complex. It mixes magic and, industrial age replacement parts.
So he was a human wood chopper.
Yeah, I fell in love with a beautiful Munchkin girl. But this lazy old woman she worked for didn't want her to marry.
So the old woman hires the Wicked Witch of the East, the one Dorothy just squashed.
The very same. Hires her to stop the marriage, and the witch does it through, magical engineering, as you put it.
She enchants his axe.
And the axe starts cutting off his body parts one by one, a leg, then the other leg, both arms, his head.
And each time, he goes to a tinsmith who replaces the lost part with tin.
Until the final cut, right through his body, split him in two, and when the tinsmith put him back together, no heart.
And losing the heart meant he lost all love for the girl, stopped caring about marrying her. He became a machine, utility over feeling.
Precisely. And his philosophy reflects that trauma. He argues that a heart is the most important thing.
Because brains do not make one happy, and happiness is the best thing in the world.
He claims he once had brains and a heart as a man, so he knows which is better. He'd rather feel, even if it means unhappiness, than just be functional without emotion.
Which is a direct counter to the Scarecrow.
Totally. The Scarecrow immediately says, nope, I'll take the brains. A fool wouldn't know what to do with a heart anyway. It's this amazing little debate happening on the yellow brick road.
But again, Baum immediately undercuts the Woodman's whole premise that he has no feelings.
Oh, the beetle scene, it's perfect.
So small, but so revealing, he accidentally steps on a beetle, kills this poor little thing.
He's devastated. He starts weeping with sorrow and regret.
And the tears,
Well,
because he's tin,
instantly rust, his jaw hinges shut. He can't speak until the Scarecrow oils him again.
he demonstrates this profound compassion, this care for all living creatures, even as he's arguing he needs a heart to feel compassion.
It's incredible. His actions are clearly guided by this deep, inherent empathy. He tries not to be cruel, not because he's tin, but because he believes kindness is right. His programming, if you will, is fundamentally good.
Okay, so brains and heart, now for courage. Or lack thereof.
Enter the cowardly lion with a terrible roar.
He bounds onto the road, knocks the Scarecrow flying, dents the Tin Woodman. Seems fierce.
Until Dorothy steps in, little girl from Kansas faces down this huge lion.
Slaps him right on the nose
And
and calls him a big coward for picking on her friend.
he just deflates immediately, crumbles.
Admits it all. He is a coward. It's his great sorrow. He's supposed to be the king of beasts, but he's terrified.
He only seems brave because he roars really loudly, and everyone else, tigers, elephants, you name it, runs away before he has to actually fight.
If they fought me, I should have run myself. It's such a vulnerable admission.
And he offers the final piece of the philosophical puzzle, a counter-argument to the Woodman.
Perhaps if I had no heart, I should not be a coward.
Exactly. He links feeling the heart directly to fear, whereas the Woodman linked it to happiness. So you've got these three companions, each convinced they lack a fundamental quality: brains, heart, courage.
And they all believe only Oz, this mysterious, unseen authority figure, can give it to them.
Which sets them up for the journey ahead. And that journey, well, it's not just a walk in the park or the woods.
No, Baum throws some serious trials at them. And these trials often force them to use the very traits they think they're missing.
It immediately proves their self-sufficiency, even as they deny it.
Like the Kalidos. That happens pretty quickly.
Yeah, these monstrous beasts, bodies like bears, heads like tigers.
Sharp claws that could apparently tear the lion in two.
So the lion is terrified, right? This is his core issue on display. But what does he do?
He finds the strength, or maybe just the desperation, to jump across not one, but two enormous chasms, carrying the others on his back.
That's pure physical courage under extreme pressure. He acts despite the fear.
But the real teamwork moment comes at the second chasm, the wider one. The Kalidas are right behind them.
And it's the Scarecrow Mr. No-Brains who comes up with the plan instantly.
Pure logic under fire. Yells for the Tin Woodman to chop down a big tree to make a bridge.
They scramble across, and as the Kalidas start following them over the log,
The Scarecrow shows tactical genius. Tells the Woodman to chop the end of the log off on their side.
boom! The bridge falls, Kalidas go crashing down onto the rocks. It's quick thinking, perfect execution, proves the Scarecrow's analytical skills way before Oz gives him any brand new brains.
Okay, so they survive the monsters, but then they face something much quieter, almost insidious.
The deadly poppy field.
This is different. Not claws and teeth, but perfume.
Yeah, a silent killer. The powerful smell of these scarlet poppies makes flesh creatures, Dorothy, Toto, and the lion, just fall asleep. Overwhelming fatigue.
And if they stay there, they'll sleep forever.
The Scarecrow and the Woodman, being straw and tin.
They're immune.
Exactly. Their supposed weaknesses, being stuffed, being mechanical, suddenly become their greatest strengths in this situation. They realize they have to carry the others out.
And this is where we get that definitive proof of the Woodman's kindness. The thing that overrides his whole "I need a heart" argument.
It's completely instinctual. While they're trying to figure out how to save the lion, who's too heavy, the Woodman sees a wildcat chasing a little field mouse.
And without even thinking about it.
Raises his axe, chops the wildcat's head off, saves the mouse. Just pure protective reaction, no calculation involved.
And that mouse turns out to be
The queen of the field mice, of course.
naturally.
And she's incredibly grateful, pledges her kingdom's aid, mobilizes thousands of mice.
Big ones, little ones, middle-sized ones, each bringing a piece of string.
And the Tin Woodman, showing great practical skill now, builds a kind of truck out of tree limbs and pegs.
It's this amazing image, right? Thousands of tiny mice harnessed with string, pulling this huge, sleeping lion out of the poppy field on a makeshift cart.
It takes everyone. The Woodman's protective instinct and strength, the Scarecrow's planning. He helps organize the mice. And the sheer numbers provided by the queen. It's synergy saving the day.
So after surviving monsters and deadly flowers, the vibe starts to shift again as they get closer to the Emerald City.
The colors change. They leave the blue lands of the Munchkins behind.
And everything starts turning green.
Yeah, the people they meet start wearing green clothes, even have greenish skin tones. It signals they're entering Oz's direct domain.
And the warnings they get are weird. Fuels the mystery.
A local farmer tells them Oz can appear as anything, a bird, an elephant, a cat, a fairy, whatever he likes.
And confirms no living person has seen his true self. Keeps that appearance versus reality theme going strong.
But crucially, the farmer also confirms Oz has what they need. Plenty of brains available, a big collection of hearts, a great pot full of courage, apparently just waiting.
So it reinforces their belief. Everything they desperately seek is in the Emerald City, according to the locals.
The belief in Oz is total at this point. But the illusion, the great deception, starts the second they reach the city wall.
The guardian of the gates.
He meets them and enforces the rule. Everyone must wear green spectacles.
And they're locked on, with a key he keeps around his neck.
This detail is absolutely pivotal, the reason given, to stop them from being blinded by the city's brilliance.
But the real reason?
It's a sham. The source material makes it clear. The city isn't actually emerald. The glasses make it look that way.
So the streets, the houses, the food, green candy, green lemonade, even the money, green pennies. It's all just normal stuff seen through green lenses.
Mostly, yes. It's an elaborate optical trick. A citywide illusion maintained by controlling perception.
And the deception continues inside the palace. Oz won't see them together.
Nope. One at a time, over 4 days. And he changes his form for each of them. It's brilliant stage management.
Tailored to their expectations, or maybe their fears.
Exactly. This is Oz the showman, the ventriloquist, at work.
So Dorothy sees
an enormous disembodied head, made of paper apparently, with moving eyes worked by thread and the voice thrown. Pure, faceless authority. Intimidating.
Okay. Then the Scarecrow, looking for wisdom.
He gets a beautiful lady. Green silk, jeweled crown, wings, like a mystical, gentle source of knowledge, appealing to his desire for intellect.
The Tin Woodman, seeking feeling.
He faces the terrible beast, huge, hairy, 5 eyes, 5 arms, 5 legs, apparently just a bundle of skin sewn together, designed to provoke terror, maybe represent the chaos of emotion she thinks he wants.
And the Lion, seeking courage.
He sees the most primal threat, a ball of fire, which was really just a cotton ball soaked in oil, hung up, burning intensely. Pure, dangerous power.
Wow, so it's completely bewildering for them. 4 different Oz's.
Total psychological manipulation, but the demand. It's the same for all 4, no matter what Oz looked like.
Kill the Wicked Witch of the West.
The ultimate test. Prove your worth by taking out my rival.
So they go off, they manage to kill her with a bucket of water. Ironically simple. Another reality check.
Yeah, this supposedly powerful witch undone by plain old water. Fantastic.
But when they get back victorious, Oz makes them wait again, delays them.
For days. And they start to get angry, vexed, the book says. They start thinking, maybe this wizard is just as much of a fraud as some of the monsters they've met.
Can he threaten him? They say they'll use the golden cap Dorothy got from the witch, call the winged monkeys on him.
And that threat, mentioning a real source of external magic, terrifies Oz. He finally agrees to see them.
But it's Toto again. The little dog undoes the whole thing.
The lion lets out this huge, frustrated roar, scares the voice of Oz,
which startles Toto, who jumps sideways.
And knocks over the screen. Curtain pull number 1.
Revealing.
Not a giant head or a beast or a fireball, just a little man. Bald, wrinkled.
Crying out, "Don't strike me, please don't, and I'll do anything you want me to." Pathetic, almost.
He confesses immediately, "I am Oz, the great and terrible. I am a humbug."
Just lays it all out. He's a balloonist from Omaha.
Yeah, a circus balloonist. Got caught in a storm, ropes twisted, carried him all the way to Oz by accident.
So the entire reign, the Emerald City, the reputation, it was all built on showmanship, fear, and those green glasses.
He was terrified of the real witches, the wicked ones, because he knew he had no actual magic himself. He just kept everyone busy building the city and polishing the green marble to maintain the illusion and stop them questioning him.
It's the symbolic heart of the book, isn't it? This supposedly all-powerful wizard is just an ordinary, frightened man.
A humbug. And because he can't really give them magic, only illusions, it forces the big realization.
The qualities they wanted, they already had them. They gained them on the journey. Through experience.
Exactly. Oz can't provide the substance, but he realizes he can provide the symbol. the confidence boost they still think they need.
She shifts gears instantly, from wizard to, motivational speaker.
Pretty much. He starts with the Scarecrow, admits he can't magically give him intelligence, argues real knowledge comes from experience.
The longer you are on Earth, the more experience you are sure to get. Very pragmatic.
But the Scarecrow still wants something tangible, so Oz performs the operation.
Right. Opens up the Scarecrow's head, takes out some straw,
And fills it with a mixture of bran, pins, and needles. Calls them brand new brains.
and the Scarecrow buys it completely. Feels wise indeed. The pins feel sharp, so he must be sharp now. The physical symbol works.
It overrides the psychological doubt. Then the Tin Woodman steps up, wants his heart.
Oz tries to talk him out of it. Says hearts make people unhappy. The Woodman's lucky not to have one. He's basically arguing for detachment.
But the Woodman insists he's willing to bear all the unhappiness without a murmur, just to be able to feel.
So Oz gets his tinsmith shears, cuts a square hole in the Woodman's chest.
And puts in a heart made of silk, stuffed with sawdust. A pretty little thing.
And again, the Woodman is totally satisfied. Accepts this soft, symbolic heart as proof of his capacity for feeling, even though he was weeping over beetles weeks ago.
The symbol validates the pre-existing reality. Finally, the lion demands courage.
Oz gives him the same argument. True courage is facing danger when you're afraid, which the lion has done repeatedly.
Says the lion just needs confidence in himself. But the lion wants more. He wants the kind of courage that makes you forget you're even scared.
He wants to not feel the fear.
Right. So Oz goes to a cupboard, gets a square green bottle with a green liquid inside.
Pours it into a dish, declares it courage.
The lion laps it up and immediately feels full of courage.
The placebo effect is absolute.
Yeah.
The belief in the symbol is the magic Oz provides.
So he's satisfied his companion's psychological needs with these symbolic gifts. Now the humbug just wants out. He's desperate to escape before everyone finds out he's a fake.
Proposes building a new balloon, made of silk strips, light green, dark green, emerald green.
He puts on a final show, declares he's off to visit a brother wizard in the clouds, names the Scarecrow the new ruler.
Gets everything ready, the Woodman builds a fire to heat the air, Oz jumps in the basket.
But Toto, again, chases a kitten in the crowd.
Dorothy runs after him.
And while she's grabbing Toto, the ropes holding the balloon snap, the hot air lifts Oz up alone.
Dorothy just misses it, screaming, "Come back! I want to go too."
But he can only yell back, "I can't come back, my dear," as he floats away, probably back towards Omaha. A final, accidental humiliation for the great humbug.
Leaving Dorothy heartbroken. Her faith in that central power was totally misplaced. But her friends? They're kind of okay. The Scarecrow's thinking, hey, new ruler.
Yeah, the Scarecrow is surprisingly pragmatic about it, but Dorothy still has no way home. The wizard failed her.
So they realize there's one last hope. Glinda, the good witch of the South. Supposedly the most powerful and the kindest of all the witches.
Before they leave the Emerald City, though, Dorothy remembers the golden cap she took from the Wicked Witch of the West.
Tries to use it right away. Calls the winged monkeys, asks them to fly her over the desert surrounding Oz.
But they can't. The Monkey King explains their magic is tied to the land of Oz itself. They physically cannot cross the desert boundary.
Wasting the second wish on the cap. A crucial limit to that magic.
So the only option left is to walk south, to the Quadlings country, ruled by Glinda.
And the color changes again. Red becomes dominant here, signaling the final, maybe most powerful quadrant of Oz.
And this last leg of the journey, it's full of more challenges, but these seem designed to let the companions prove their new confidence, to internalize the gifts Oz gave them symbols for.
Like the fighting trees?
Yeah, trees that use their branches like arms to throw travelers back. Aggressive.
But the Tin Woodman steps right up, uses his axe, which the Winkies had polished, and given a new gold handle. Nice touch.
He just starts chopping the branches, fearlessly clears a path, proving his utility and maybe his heart before Glinda confirms anything. They figure out only the first row of trees fights, letting them pass.
Then they hit the China country. This place is bizarre.
A high, smooth wall made of white china, and inside, everything houses, animals, people is made of delicate, brittle china.
And we get that really poignant bit from the China princess.
Yeah, she explains that if they leave their country, their joints lock up. They just become stiff, ornamental. They lose their animation, their utility.
It's a fascinating little commentary, isn't it? About the danger of becoming just decorative, losing your function for the sake of staying perfect or preserved.
A subtle warning, perhaps. Don't just become the symbol. Stay functional. stay active.
The lion, meanwhile, being clumsy and powerful, accidentally smashes a china church with his tail jumping the wall. A little moment of chaos.
He's still fundamentally wild, but then he gets his own moment of independent proof.
Right, they enter a forest and he finds all the animals gathered, terrified.
By a monstrous enemy, a giant spider. Body as big as an elephant, legs as long as a tree trunk.
The animals recognize the lion as king, beg him to save them, and the lion, who now believes he has courage thanks to Oz's potion,
Marches in, finds the spider asleep, sees its weak spot, a thin neck like a wasp's waist.
one swipe of his paw, head comes off. Job done.
It's strategic, it's powerful, and he did it while still feeling afraid. Exactly what Oz said true courage was. The animals bow down, accept him as king. He promises to return once Dorothy's home. His quest is resolved, completely separate from Oz or Glinda.
Okay, last obstacle before Glinda's castle. The hammerheads.
These guys are weird. Armless men, thick necks, flat heads.
That shoot forward like cannonballs, they knock the lion right back down the hill.
They realize fighting them is pointless, which forces Dorothy's hand.
Her last resort. The third and final wish from the Golden Cap.
Commands the winged monkeys. Carry us over the Hammerhead's hill. And they do. But now Dorothy's out of wishes. The cap is spent for her.
Finally, they reach Glinda. Beautiful witch of the south, ruby throne, very kind.
She immediately agrees to help Dorothy get home. But first, she wants the golden cap.
Makes sense. It's a powerful artifact.
And Glinda doesn't just use it for herself. She uses the 3 wishes Dorothy technically still controls through ownership of the cap, but Glinda directs them. She structures the resolution for everyone.
Ensures Dorothy's friends are settled before Dorothy leaves Oz forever. So, wish number 1.
Carry the Scarecrow back to the Emerald City. Make him the permanent ruler. Glinda explicitly acknowledges his unusual nature but confirms he's worthy, validates him.
Wish number 2.
Carry the Tin Woodman to the Winky country. To rule the West, as the Winkies apparently requested. They loved his kindness and maybe that shiny gold-handled axe.
And the third wish?
Carry the lion back to the great forest to be king of beasts, his courage now proven by killing the giant spider. And then, importantly, Glinda doesn't keep the cap.
No.
She gives it back to the king of the winged monkeys, frees them from its charm forever. She neutralizes its power, brings stability, restores freedom. Very wise.
Okay, so everyone's sorted. Now for Dorothy. And the big reveal.
The final truth, the punchline the whole book has been building to. Dorothy already had the power.
All law.
Glinda tells her. The silver shoes, the ones she got from the Wicked Witch of the East way back at the beginning.
Yeah.
They can carry her anywhere in the world. 3 steps. In the wink of an eye.
Oh my gosh, so the entire journey.
Across kingdoms, facing dangers, trusting humbugs, seeking external power.
While carrying the solution on her own 2 feet.
The ultimate irony, she didn't need the wizard. If anything, the wizard needed her to get rid of his rival witch. She possessed the most direct, potent magic in Oz the whole time and never knew it.
Wow. Okay, so tearful goodbyes are in order.
Yes. Wiping the woodman's tears so he doesn't rust again. Hugging the Scarecrow, kissing the lion, confirming those emotional bonds, which are maybe more real than any magic.
And then
Knocks the heels of the silver shoes together 3 times, commands, take me home to Aunt Em.
and whoosh, instantly whirling through the air.
Lands suddenly, back on the broad Kansas prairie, right near the new farmhouse Uncle Henry built after the cyclone.
And Aunt Em sees her, watering cabbages, cries out, "My darling child, where in the world did you come from?"
The journey is complete. Dorothy proved her friend's qualities were inherent, exposed the great fraud, navigated a complex magical world, all while unknowingly holding the key herself.
But there's one last detail, a crucial one, right at the very end.
The very last sentence about the journey itself, the silver shoes, they fall off during that swift flight.
Lost forever in the desert between Oz and the real world. She lands back in Kansas in her stocking feet.
The return to the practical, civilized, gray world is marked by the immediate, permanent loss of that powerful magic.
Which brings us to our final provocative thought for you, our listeners, to consider. Baum creates this amazing, colorful, uncivilized place where magic works, where self-discovery happens through trials. But the moment Dorothy is back on the mundane plains of Kansas, the silver shoes vanish.
Does this suggest that the kind of magic that thrives in Oz, a world cut off from civilization, simply cannot survive, or maybe isn't even needed in the practical, modern world of Kansas? What do you think?